All right. Welcome back to Dice Addicts Anonymous. Last time we left off, we had a rescue party going to rescue Dante. Hunter's finally back with us. Hunter, how does it feel to be back after 3-4 episodes? Something like that?
Enlightening.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
Excellent.
Yeah, you get a glimpse of my terrible humor. You're welcome.
So yeah, last time we left off, Moorlander, Hazor, and Kevlyn went to warn the city of Sterling and rescued Dante because they realize they need all the help they can get as the army approaches. Meanwhile, the rest of the party is setting up as many bonfires as possible on the side of the mountain, hoping that maybe, just maybe, someone might see it. So yeah, let's pick up. So Kevlyn, Hazor, you've been camping out for a little while now. You've been camping out throughout the night, waiting for the morning to come. You expect the caravan to be moving soon, because Moorlander knows when they should be transporting prisoners, because they have somewhat of a regular schedule. You guys are set up on the side of the highway. The highway's actually on an elevated surface. They've piled up dirt so that the road doesn't flood during the rains. So you guys are hiding in the ditch next to it. There's a tree nearby where you're set up. In the wee hours of the morning, you see a lot of dust being kicked up to the south on the road. Moorlander kind of leans and goes, "That's the caravan."
Well, guess we got work to do.
I'm gonna stay hidden.
I just love the just period of silence when like we start all of these episodes, and I give like this in-depth description, and like I prompt, and then there's just silence, and I'm like, okay.
You're not supposed to get anything from me. I'm not there.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Moorlander kind of looks to you, Kevlyn, and Hazor, he goes, "We're gonna use this tree to block the road. Who's gonna chop it down?"
I can do it. My trusty axe.
Good. Once you knock it in front, we're going to need someone to pick up the rear of the caravan so they can't just run back the way they came. I can take that job. Most likely the prisoners are going to be in the middle. Towards the front and the back, they'll have soldiers and a few druids accompanying them. Some of them will be more scholarly types. You don't have to worry much about them. But some of them practice more practical arts. You might have to be a little cautious. Kevlyn, little one.
Yep.
Are you sure you can move this thing? He kind of points to the giant blade that you've embedded into the tree bark.
Yep, I can.
And he's like,
Not
Do you need to pull it out of the wood before we get started?
Yeah, if I do that, I'll get exhausted easier.
It's like, then we should probably do that. And he goes. He just kind of looks at it and, well, Ruth, you can't pull it out on your own because
I know
you
I
need.
need
Yeah.
to sing it out. Yeah, I know.
Well, no, but you can't even sing. If you sing it, it's going to lift the wood with it. You need someone else to pull it out, and then. Because it's not like it's not like it comes out of the wood easily. That's like the whole point. You just need someone to grab the edges of the blade and push it out.
Okay, let's get it out of the wood, I guess.
All right. Hazor, you want to help her with that?
Yeah, I'll help her out.
All right. If you could roll a strength check for me.
It's 26.
All right, that succeeds. All right, Hazor yanks it out of the tree and puts it down on the ground. Gets back into position. Moorlander kind of stays low to the ground and creeps over to the other side of the road across to a different ditch.
I'm gonna stay low the whole
All right.
entire time, preferably.
So, Hazor, Kevlyn, what are your what's your first priorities when you're trying to hit this caravan? Are you
Trying to
guys
fell the tree in the right spot.
all right? After that, what are you going to do?
Probably maybe hide behind the tree if I can.
I'm gonna stay
Okay.
hidden as long as I can.
All right, sweet.
But I'm gonna hide while fighting.
Okay. So just so you know, you're gonna have to find a place where you can see them.
I
And
know.
there's not a whole ton of cover. I mean, there's some small stone fences, but you won't be able to see over them very easily. And other than that, it's mostly like fields.
I'm tiny.
Well, yes, but you're gonna have to peek your head over to see regardless, because you can't sing blind.
I know. I'm just trying
You-
to get
you-
some cover so when I inevitably fall asleep while doing this, I won't die.
That's fair. All right. Sweet. All right. The caravan finally gets a little closer, and you guys kind of see Moorlander peek out of a bush and make eye contact with you, Azor. He gives you the thumbs up and makes a gesture like, "Let him get past," and then you're to cut it down so he's behind them. Caravan rolls up, and the last part passes behind Moorlander, and you can't see him because he's behind all of the carts. There's a total of 5 like carts, wagons in this procession, but the first one's getting right up towards the tree.
Have I been cutting it down, or am I just about to start?
Oh, you're just going. It's not a big tree,
Okay.
so it's just a one fell swoop kind of deal. Plus, you're Jat Tommy. you don't need too much of a swing to get this thing going.
Well, I guess I'll chop it.
All right. Everyone, roll initiative, please. Hazor, you'll get a surprise action.
Is initiative a D20 or what is it?
D20,
I
like
rolled a
it has
12.
been this whole time.
Does
I've
that
never done
everyone include
fighting.
me? I'm just kidding, because it probably doesn't. But
You can roll for it, Hunter. Because if you have a chance to do an action like reach through and yank someone, then. All right. What's everyone's initiative?
15.
19.
All right. 15, 19. What'd you get, Hazor?
12.
Okay, sweet. All right. The order will go as follows: Moorlander, then Dante.
And Moorlander be bussin'.
He rolled a 20. Then the druids will go. Then Kevlyn. Then Hazor. Then the rest of the guards. All right. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay.
And I can't
sweet.
do anything first turn, so yeah, it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, you sort of can, but all right. Moorlander will hop behind them. All right, Moorlander charges out from behind the procession and lets out this deafening roar. And the guards are a little startled, and he takes his blades and just kind of starts hacking through. He lays off 4 attacks, which he hits on all of them. Perfect. Let me roll damage for that. All right. Okay. Kills 2, wounds a 3rd.
Hey.
All right. Next, Dante. You are currently you have cuffs, like you're chained together at the wrist and at the ankles. You're also tied, like you're laying down and you're tied on one end by the chain. It's a little loose, like you can stretch through because there's not much space in the cart, but you have a little bit of give on the chain. You're not tied by the ankles to anything, just your wrists are tied to a pole around the edge of the cart. There's about 6 guards around you, 4 of which, once they heard Moorlander screaming, have turned their attention to him and started moving that way. The other 2 are sticking, kind of look to you instinctively.
Are the chains weak enough for me to attempt to break them?
Definitely not. They're
Okay, so they're
well
pretty
constructed
solid.
chains.
Pretty solid, okay.
Yeah.
So my arms or my hands tied to a pole, but my feet are not.
Yeah, so it's like
okay.
there's the chains around your thing, and there's a chain leading from your wrist around a pole near the edge of, like, there's bars, and you're tied to one of the bars. There's
So
like,
does that mean I could like move, like get up and stuff, so to speak?
yeah, there's 3 other prisoners with you in this like cage,
Okay. Well,
but you have no idea what their names are, or what their story is, or who they even are.
I guess
They
Dante's just gonna try to move around, like get to where he's like seated, or well, I guess he couldn't really be seated because his ankles are chained. Like, I guess he's gonna try to stand up, maybe.
All right. You kind of struggle to get up, and that'll be your action for the turn. All right. Next will be the druids. Kevlyn, Hazor, you see after all this commotion, several like robed individuals look about outside of one of the carriages. There's about 5 or 6 of them. 3 of them just kind of look about and duck their heads back in, but 3 of them immediately get out of the cart and start looking about. they're more towards the front. So some of them look back, and one of them starts running back to the back of the procession. But two of them notice you, Hazor, and they cast a few spells.
I hate those.
Hazor, what's your armor class?
18.
18. All right. Hazor, you kind of feel the grass kind of try and come up and try and grab your ankles, but it's not good enough. So you kind of move around and evade them. They kind of stop their chanting and seem a little distraught that they couldn't get you in the first round. All right, Kevlyn, it's your turn.
I am going to start singing in Elvish and try to hit the people in the cloaks.
Okay. I'm going to need an attack roll for that.
Okay.
What are you trying to do with your sword?
I'm just going to try and plunge it all the way through them.
So you're trying to stab them.
I want the sword to go all the way through them.
That doesn't clarify whether it's a
That's
stab
not
or a
clear.
slash.
Are you saying that you want it
Tell-
to go vertically
what-
or horizontally?
Like what kind of slash are you what kind of attack are you doing? Because there's like a slashing attack. Okay, you're trying to spearhead it into them. Okay.
All the way through them.
Well, I mean, that's usually how a stab goes.
Yes.
Unless you have a really short blade.
Should I roll my 2d8s at this time too?
Only if you hit.
Okay. Oh, that was a good roll.
What was it?
1 second, I'm adding.
So I'm going to need your first one for your blade singing ability.
Uh-huh.
I need a check for that. So so your roll plus 8.
Yeah, my roll was 18 plus 8.
That's 26.
26. Yes.
All right. You kind of Dante, you're kind of struggling around and you start hearing this high pitch singing in this strange language you've never heard of. And then all of a sudden this loud ting, and then the squelching of blood and something very heavy and metal hitting the ground. Everyone else who can see, you see just the blade kind of hover in midair and plunge through this druid into the side of the cart, and then he falls over and the blade hits the ground. He is very much dead.
Should I roll my 2d8s now?
Well, that's usually for damage, Ruth.
No, like, you know how you told me to do 2d8s to see
For
how many
damage.
rounds I can do this?
Oh,
big
yes,
sword?
yeah. Well, then, yes, you should do that at the beginning.
That's what I asked you, and you said you should do that after.
Well, because
In
you
his
need to
fairness, he didn't
clarify.
specify.
Sorry.
I thought you meant, like, for damage, and I'm like, well, that only comes after you hit him.
No.
Hope you don't roll a
14.
2.
14.
That's better than a 2.
I've rolled a 7 and a 5.
Interesting. All right. No, I was just wondering why it took so long for that.
I'm brain dead right now. Okay, calculations. Okay. I looked at it and I was like,
all right. So Ruth, that means you can last for 13 more rounds after this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have
Right,
a bonus to your thing? Because you would have rolled a 12 with a 7 and a 5. So yeah.
A what of?
Yeah,
You said you rolled a
actually,
7
yeah.
and a 5, so you would have
That's
rolled a 12.
12.
So do you have any bonuses?
That's 11.
Well, you
Yeah.
11 more, so
No,
12
I'm just
total.
brain dead
So,
right now.
Ruth, I'm going
brain
to
dead.
suggest you open the calculator app on your computer. Please.
Or just
Perfect.
use the
Or-
dice spot.
Or use the dice spot
No, my
in the
dice are so
server.
much better. My dice are so
Yeah,
much better.
but the dice spot's faster.
Well,
Anyway,
not struggle with this simple arithmetic.
the cleric next to him kind of looks next to and kind of tries to figure out where the heck this giant sword came from. And he goes to take cover. Hazor, now it's your turn.
So, is there anybody within chopping distance?
Not exactly. You're a little bit ahead of the procession. You've just chopped down the tree to make sure. There's a few guards that are somewhat near. So you'll have to run up the embankment and take them out. There's a few of them that have started making their way towards you, but like they haven't reached their turn yet, so they're not going to make it to you.
Okay. I guess I'll just make as much distance towards, the nearest enemy.
All right. So you start running. Cool. Now it's the guards and the archers' turn. I'm gonna need more d20s.
Just use the dice spot.
Actually, at a point. 1 second. Let me getting called out in.
I gotta play neutral here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, sweet. So Hazor, there's going to be 3 archers aimed towards you. One of them is going to miss, but 2 of them are going to hit. So let me roll for damage on there. That's 4 damage. And you'll get 1 bleed off of that around. All right, and then 2 hits on Moorlander. 7 and 1 around. And the rest of them miss. Cool. All right. Hazor, the guards in front of you catch up and get towards you, and all of them have spears. Nothing too crazy. Some spears and a few shields among them. All of them kind of have like their basic metal or wooden shields, and they have like this single black line straight down their shields. They're kind of clad in chainmail, and they have like these wider brimmed metal hats, and a white tunic with a black line down the middle as well. 3 of them approach you to attack. How many parries do you get in a round?
Would that be in my axe skill?
Yeah, it would be in your Great Axe.
I don't know. I have plus 15.
Oh, you should have a lot more features. I'm gonna say let's buy 2. Well, here, let's go with 2 parries for now. All right. Well, all of them are going to miss anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right. And next turn, Moorlander goes again to attack people. He was hit a few times with arrows, but he continues chopping through people at the back. Some of the archers on top of the carts are getting a little nervous and starting to skitter back. Dante, you're in the middle cart, and you see one of the archers like back up and fall off the back of the cart, and land on one of the horses, which spooks it. And it kicks him into the back of the cart and starts running into the field, dragging the cart with it into the fence, down the barrier, like the embankment of the road. With this, like all the guards are like genuinely spooked. Which brings us to your turn. Pay in mind there
What is
all the
what is
most
what is
most
the
of the
cart
guards
made
have
out
left.
of?
Well, the cart itself is made out of wood. You have like a wood floor, but there's iron bars around the side.
Okay, what about the roof?
Roof is also wood.
Okay. I'm gonna attempt to grab, well, I guess not really grab, but try to secure myself onto the bar in a way where I can like lift my legs up and kick the roof.
I see. All right, so you're gonna try and kick the roof off. That'll be a strength check, mi amigo.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna use a luck point. That's very unfortunate.
GG.
Well, does anybody want to give me a luck point?
I ran out. Sorry, buddy.
I
I
think
don't have
everybody
any.
has, yeah.
And
Well, that's unfortunate. Literally the one roll I could have gotten that was worse
what
than
did
my
you get?
first. Well, the total is an 11, but it was a 1.
Sheesh. All right. You
My
kind of
first roll was a
try to
freaking
kick it.
2.
The roof doesn't budge.
So much for plus 10
And
strength.
then the guard next to you goes, "Boy, you. Now's really not the time." He kind of points his spear at you.
Okay.
Dead silent. just stares at him. Dante just like blank stare. Guard just gets more unsettled by this. All right, Kevlyn, your turn.
Is there any way that the archers are lined up that I can just plow through all of them?
Not easily.
And I attempt to plow through all of them.
Well, first of all, you would have to get the blade off of the dude that you're already impaled on. And then secondly, the archers are on top of the carts, which some of them were in the crash and are now either in the ditch or on the other side of the fence, but very bewildered and disillusioned. Like they're just really out of it. Discombobulated, that's the word I needed. Some of them, all the other archers are on top of the carts, which are in a line, but your blade's not in position to hit them in a line. So you would have to sing and take the blade out of the dude first, and then you would have to make an attack next round.
Pain. Okay, I'll do that.
All right. Can you roll to sing, please?
19.
All right, there we go. You successfully remove it from the corpse. It kind of, his chest kind of caves in after you pull it out, because there wasn't really much left after you impaled him. The blade starts whizzing around in the air. Hazor, your turn. There
I'm
are
within-
3 guys standing in front of you
All right.
from last turn.
How does multi-attack work? Like, do I have 2 attacks now?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, you get 2 attacks.
I'll try to attack 2 of them. Can I do
Alright. Sweet. Yeah, go for it, man.
that? It's a 32 for one of them, and then a 18 for the next one.
All right. Well, you will hit both times. Was the 32 a critical perchance?
No. That was
Okay.
a 15.
What's your bonus?
Well, I have 15 in my axe and +2 attack bonus for strength.
What a monster.
Hazor got jacked.
Big time.
Okay. All right. You roll for damage.
That's gonna be 11 for one of them, and 12 for the next.
All
Wait.
right.
What's 6 + 5? That's 11 as well. Wait, no.
Yeah,
No, that's 7 + 5. That's 12. So 11 and 12.
Yeah. Did you add your strength bonus into that?
Yeah,
or?
yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. So you just hack into one of them, and you cut off his arm, and he and kind of falls on the ground and is now in shock and bleeding profusely. And you hit the other one on the leg, and he just falls to the ground and starts trying to crawl away. The third one looks at you because it's now their turn, and he just drops his spear and starts running.
Nice.
All right, and Archer's turn. They hear the screaming from their comrades on the ground. So now, all right. 3 of them will hit you. One of them bounces off your armor, barely nicks you. 3 of them will hit. So roll for damage real quick. All right. That'll be 7 and an additional point of bleed damage around. Archers are deadly, man. You gotta watch out for them.
Yeah, getting a little hairy.
All right. The final druid caster looks at you, Hazor, and he kind of looks around and kind of whispers something to his staff, and he throws some sort of projectile at you. You're not really sure what it is. I'm gonna let you roll to dodge it.
Is that with?
I'll give you your wrestling bonus
18.
for this. All right. You will dodge it successfully. You dodge, and as it passes, it's like this tumbleweed of just briars and thorns. Just kind of wisp past you and hits the tree stump and bounces into the field. With this, the druid kind of starts running around the cart. Right, and that'll bring us to next turn. Moorlander will hack through some more dudes. Ooh, that's a really bad round of rolling. He's not going to hit any of them.
Unfortunate.
GG. It's all good. I rolled 3 2s and 1 4, and I'm like, nice.
Epic. Yeah.
Nice. Sation moment.
Yeah, really.
Called out.
All right. Kevlyn, your turn.
You
Or wait,
forgot
no,
about me.
Dante. My bad.
Just for clarity, just so I can know this before I do the action that I thought of, is the one guard that's next to me the only one in the vicinity
Yeah.
of me, or are there more? Is these the only
Yeah,
one?
all the others left to handle the immediate threat.
Okay, I'm gonna, first, free action, I'm gonna say some random stuff to him and skirt in, just to try to, mess with them. Just random nonsense that he's not gonna understand anyway. And then
Okay.
I'm gonna try to jump kick him.
Okay. Because he's close.
Yeah.
All right.
Would I get to, add strength or anything, or is that just a straight up attack?
That's just a straight up attack. Do you have an action to kicking?
Like I don't
Perchance?
have a. No, I don't have
Okay,
a bonus.
that's fine. Just roll. I'll have you at a minus.
Oh, why couldn't I have gotten that last roll? 18.
All right. He is going to attempt to dodge. He will not. All right, you kick him in the face and oh, it's really upset with you, and he tries to. He just takes his spear and hits the cage and kind of stabs in there. He goes, "You best behave yourself." He's like, "I'm warning you. I will hurt you."
Go right ahead, bud. Go right ahead.
All right, Kevlyn, your blade's now whirling through the air. What do you do?
I want to stab right through them.
The archers
Yes.
in a line.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you have to tell me that. Telling me you just stabbed through them doesn't really.
Well, I told you I was getting ready to do that last round.
But that doesn't describe the action. I need you to describe the action.
I want to go through all of the archers in a line.
Well, that's what you want to do, but that still doesn't describe the action. That describes
That's what I'm
the
attempting.
desired effect.
I'm
But
attempting to go through all the archers.
okay, roll.
Go falsetto on him.
27.
All right. Okay, you will hit. Gotta see what they're. Let's see if they have any reaction to it. All right, you'll hit 3 of them because 3 of them were standing on the first cart, but your blade's gonna get stuck on them because there's only so much flesh it's going through before it like loses momentum. So it's gonna stab through, and you can continue singing to make it go next round, but it's not gonna go through all of them on the first round.
That's fine.
All right. Roll for damage.
What's my damage?
Well, it should have been described in your.
You didn't tell me the damage.
I could have sworn I did.
No.
Fairly certain. But go with 2d12 for that. All right, cool. Yeah, you got them. They're not super high hit points. All right. So they die. Now, Hazor, your turn. There's after that one guy starts running. You can either pursue him or you can run towards the caravan.
Yeah, I'm gonna move into the caravan more.
All right. Is there any part of the caravan that you're particularly looking for? Like, are you looking to get more people? Are you looking for Dante? What's the plan?
So the carts in front of where like the prisoners would be. Are there any threats there anymore, or
not that you can tell? But the second cart was full of druids. The first cart isn't really much. It's just like a buggy, which some of the guards were in, and they got out to fight you, but you handled them fairly well. A lot of the guards actually are more towards the back, where Moorlander is.
okay? I guess I'll move to that second cart then and try to make sure it's clear.
All right, cool. You get to the second cart. Roll for a perception check.
7.
All right. You kind of peer in, and it seems fairly quiet. You don't notice too much. So you don't see anything. You think it's clear. All right, and now it's Archer's turn. All right. Ruth. You have been spotted.
Ah,
All right. And that one's going to roll to attack. What's your armor class? You have a dodge. But you have a dodge, right?
Yeah, I have dodge times 3.
Okay, well then when this thing gets shot at you, you can elect to try and dodge.
Okay.
Alright. He rolled a 17.
Okay, I'm gonna roll to dodge, I guess.
Okay, and remember, you get to add your nimbleness into that roll.
Uh-huh. That's gonna be a 27.
Alright. Rolled a 19 then?
Yeah.
Alright, he shoots, but you kind of step back and it hits the ground. Alright. And the guard's turn.
We need some one-liners for fighting.
Oh man, these are bad. Alright. Whole bunch of the guards are slipping in some of the mud near the back of the caravan. Moorlander's gonna have a
Dante
field
yells
day
out,
next
"You
round.
fucking wankers!"
Your guard guarding you goes, silence. He goes, I don't know who you think you are. He's like, but some people think that you have valuable information. You're a traitor. Don't talk like that. And he rolls to attack you, Dante.
Okay, well, cool.
What's your armor class?
12, but I have dodge, by the way.
All right, you elect to dodge.
Cool
You have to
deal.
beat a 17.
Dope, I have a 20.
Sweet. All right, he kind of stabs and you just move to the side.
I tell
Alright.
him, I can't really betray anything if I don't have anyone to betray.
Yes, the start of the one-liners.
Hey,
All
Blaine
right,
asked for it. I'm trying to give it, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. I appreciate
Definitely. All right, next round. Oh yeah, it's coming together. All right, Moorlander keeps hacking through them, and opens up the first wagon and starts moving through the wagons to make sure they're clear. He moves through the first wagon and he's gonna move on to the second next round. Dante, what do you do?
Dante's gonna elect to try to, or he's gonna back off of the guard. Well, okay, let me ask this first, actually. Would he notice Moorlander moving through the first cart?
No, so you're in the middle cart, so
Yeah, okay.
you're
I knew that
two
the cart
carts away from
moved.
him, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so
Oh,
yeah,
well,
no.
yeah, so he's
Well,
moving
either
through,
way,
but
he's
like
gonna
you're,
take a while. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah, Dante's just gonna back off of the guard and kind of like just take some steps back.
All right. Kevlyn, what do you want to do?
I want to do a kind of like a tornado attack on the next archers.
Like you're spinning the blade?
Spinning.
All right.
Spin the blade through the archer.
Helicopter.
Because then it
All
won't
right.
get stuck.
Yes. That is correct. All right. Roll.
$28.
All right.
That was a nat 20, by the way.
Okay. Well, do you have a critical bonus? Like, do you have? No.
No,
Okay, that's fine.
alright.
All
You
right.
didn't tell me if I had one or
roll
not. So.
roll for damage.
You did mine. $15.
All right. Dante, you hear this, and then blood sprays everywhere over the top of your cart, drenching the guard, who is then like horrified because he's like covered with various body parts and like a hand fell on him.
How many kills is that?
That'll be 4.
Thank you.
There's several bows and like bodies are now hanging over the side. And there's blood dripping through the wood onto you and the rest of the prisoners. The other prisoners are like genuinely spooked. They were all trying to keep to themselves, but they're like, "What on earth just happened?" One of them kind of looks to you and he goes, "Hey, Southerner, are these your friends? Or are these
I'm
just
not
bandits?"
Not really sure. I can't really tell yet.
Well, seem a little more sophisticated than bandits. None of us got friends to free us. At least not this ways.
I don't know. Maybe these bandits are above average. Who knows?
Right. Above average bandits. Very curious indeed. He kind of sits to himself.
Look, man, I told you, I don't know who they are. I haven't seen them yet.
All right. Next round, most of the guards are dead in this. Hunter or Dante, you see several people in druid's clothing running into the field towards a thicket of trees away from the caravan. And then you see Moorlander break through the door of the back cart. And he kind of jumps down and makes eye contact with you. Shakes his head and looks around, and he spots the cart in the ditch and starts running for it. All right. For everyone who's in combat, most of the combatants are down. There's a few archers left on top of the cart that Moorlander went through, but they're running out of arrows. So they're going to be hopping down and charging with their melee weapons. Most of the guards that were on foot have been taken care of, except for the one that's currently standing in front of Dante and covered in his friends.
Speaking of which, was that Moorlander's turn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
that was. So now it's your
my
turn.
I specifically, is there any blood like that I could get on my finger?
Yes.
I'm assuming there's
So
plenty.
much.
All right. Well, Dante is going to eye this guard directly, take a big ol' finger's worth of blood, lick it, and say sanguis, which is blood in Latin, but pretend that's scurin. And he's gonna try to scare the hell out of the guard.
Roll to intimidate. Do you have an intimidation skill? or
Yup.
feature?
Let me see. Yeah, I do. Let me see what my bonus is on that. Yeah, I
Perfect.
have it for sure. Yeah.
All right, roll.
That's gonna be a 20, which is not natural because I have a bonus.
All right. Well, he is going to fail that big time. He starts backing off and into the ditch and like kind of down the ditch and over the stone wall and starts running into the field. After this, Ruth, you wanna roll for your last attack on the archers, and then this combat's effectively over.
That would be an unnatural 20.
All right. Well, you're gonna hit them. They're trying to get down, but you sweep over the top of the cart. The roof of the cart is actually taken off, and you like get their legs, and they like fall over. A few of them impale themselves as they're trying to get down.
How many more kills is that?
That'll be 3. After all this, Dante, you just kind of look around at the caravan, and there's no one left to guard you, but you're still chained up. It's a little disappointing.
He's just gonna kind of do that a little bit and be like, he's kind of just gonna play with them because he's like kind of bored, I guess, because there's nothing to fight. So he's just gonna like fiddle around.
All right. Moorlander is now trying to pick the lock on the cart that went into the ditch. For everyone that's now walking around. Hazor, you finally get to the prisoner cart, and you see Dante, who's covered in rags, and he's really dirty. He looks like hell.
I looked at the bars, like kind of looking at him, say like something like, I don't know. Hope they didn't treat you too bad, sir.
Oh.
Well, your hope would not be fulfilled, my friend.
I guess can I just try to break the lock with my axe?
Yeah.
So would that be a strength check or an axe check?
It would be an axe check.
Okay, well that's a 28.
All right, roll for damage on the lock.
It was 13.
All right, it'll break. You break off the lock, and the door swings open. It'll take you a little bit of time to break through the chains and let everybody out. There's 3 other prisoners in there who have very obviously never seen an orc before, and they're just kind of looking at you like, "Who are you?" They were already shocked that Moorlander had passed by and went down to the cart, and now they're seeing you. And someone mutters to the other, "Are we being invaded by monsters?"
Dante leans over them and says, "Yes."
They kind of look at you, Hazor, and they go like, "Where are you from?"
I look to him and say, "My people come from the ocean."
They go, "No one lives in the ocean. It's for fish."
We're fish.
"Then where's your gills?"
I hide them on land.
They're hidden by magic.
"You're not there, Kevlyn. You can't say anything."
I'm just saying. I am
Then he kind of looks at you and goes, "Fish people? On land?" He goes, "I think I want to go back to the prison now. It was at least warmer there." And kind of,
Told you them was some crazy bandits, didn't I?
and they just kind of make eye contact with you and begrudgingly, kind of like, lay on the side. They go, "Could you at least let us out?"
Yeah, I oblige them and tell them to hold their chains out.
All right, they do, and you're gonna break through them. I don't think we need to roll rolls for that because it's not like time sensitive. If you miss it on the
Right,
first try,
yeah,
you can go again. So they get freed and they go their separate ways. They don't go towards. They just kind of disappear into some of the fields and hopefully in hopes that no one finds them. Which leaves you and Dante in the prisoner cart.
Well, I guess I'll hand Dante one of my knives. Or my knife, I guess.
Well, Dante's gonna frantically try to look for his stuff, which he's assuming is not there, but he's gonna
Oh,
look
yeah.
for it anyway.
All right. Yeah, you look around to no avail. But you can role play going up and down the train line. Kevlyn, Moorlander kind of shouts up, "Little one, you can come out now." And he continues to pick at the lock.
I come out and go, "See, I told you I could control the blade."
He goes, "I noticed." And keeps trying to pick at the lock.
I'm gonna walk
Did
up
we
to him
find
and say, "Need help with that?"
No, I don't. No
Dante's
offense.
just gonna begrudgingly follow Hazor because he doesn't really know what else to do, because, you know.
Did we find the person we needed to find?
Yeah,
Well, I would assume you noticed somebody that's very obviously not been part of the party before to you, so you could probably assume so, unless you don't see me.
Who knows? I just came out of hiding, man.
Dante's not hard to miss right now.
Oh,
Moorlander kind of looks behind and looks at you, Dante, and he goes, "Well, you're not from around here either. What's with you all and picking strange lots to travel with?"
isn't the stranger the people, the fun of the adventure?
Typically, I find that most adventures end up with people dead, so not really.
Well, a whole bunch of people died right now, so.
well, as long as they're not
Is-
us, pretty fun.
Case in point, he
Yep.
pushes
No, I
one of
didn't
the
really
pins.
choose to be here, but I am, so here I am.
All right, as you guys are talking, one of the pins finally clicks and the lock comes undone, and he goes, "Ha ha! Good." He takes the lock off and opens the door, and he goes, "This is good." And he points to all the stuff, and he's like, "Welcome to the treasure cart."
Dante's
Mm.
looking for anything knife related or clothing related that would be resembling his.
There's not a whole ton of clothing. Several boxes. 4 of them actually. And there's a small box near the front of the cart that's in sort of lacquered wood.
Okay, well, Dante is just going to open all of them.
All right. Well, Moorlander starts opening the larger chest. It's all like silver coins, couple gold coins, a few gems, but like they're unpolished and uncut. So they're not particularly sparkly or anything. And he finally gets to the lacquered wood, and he goes, "Is this what I think it is?" Kind of puts it in. He's like, I don't know what's in here. He goes, "Any one of you good at puzzles?"
Would I be good at puzzles? I'm good at
I don't know.
town.
Does your character sheet say you're good at puzzles?
I don't know. She's smart. She might be able
Well,
to.
then why would I know whether you're good at puzzles any more than you would?
I go up to him, point at it, and say, "Why don't we just smash it?"
He goes, "Well, I suppose you could do that, but I don't know. It's kind of nice wood quality, ain't it?" Anyway, I don't have too much attachment to the box, I suppose, so if no one knows how to open it elegantly, have it your way, Hazor, and he hands it to you.
Can I attempt to open it elegantly?
Well, you're not in the cart. There's only so much room, dear.
Oh, well,
I toss it out to her.
since I was
haphazardly.
standing outside of it.
Alright, well, Hazor tossed it to you, so.
Would I get any bonus to this from anything?
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a roll at a minus.
At a minus? What's the minus?
I don't need to tell you that. You tell me what you get on the roll, and then I'll tell you what the
rolled
minus
an
is.
18.
Right. Well, then you rolled a 10. You kind of fiddle around with it and hit it on the cart. You get very frustrated.
I get down and do hand it over.
Fine.
I just throw it on the ground and stomp it.
All right. You throw it on the ground. It kind of bounces. Doesn't really do much. And did you say you attacked it with your axe?
He stomped
No, I'm gonna
it.
stomp it with my foot.
Oh, you stomped it. You kind of stomp on it, and it kind of breaks apart the wood, and you think you can open. You pull it up, and the wood gives. And inside are these two really interesting looking daggers.
I really, really, really need those.
Moorlander kind of goes, easy there, bud. Not sure if you want to deal with those just quite yet. Could be from his special collection.
Okay, what is that supposed to mean? And who is he?
Sometimes he purposefully curses loot in order to bewilder anyone that might try and rob him. He's like,
Again, who is
I wouldn't.
he?
The man that we just attacked his caravan.
But that still doesn't give me any answer.
Well, it was my former employ, but
Why didn't you just say that the
Not
first
anymore.
time?
A long story, Dante.
Weird people.
well, to be fair, I didn't think it was something that was super pertinent for you to know. All that you
Well-
needed to know was not to touch the daggers yet. And he kind of
Well,
takes
that
them
takes
and
away the
covers
fun.
them with some cloth, ties it up. He goes, well, little one,
Yes.
you said you can get a needle into the castle, right?
Yes.
With a message?
Yes.
Right, well, couple hours from Stirling. We'll have to get near the cliffs at the bottom of the castle. How close do you need to get?
I rolled a 15.
You think that you have to get fairly close. You can probably... You think your max range is like maybe a football field?
Max. How much?
Yeah, so like, 100 yards or so?
Max 100 yards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, like, to be fair, it might be enough right at the bottom of the cliff to get it up to the castle's height, but not necessarily enough to get it through a window. Do you relay this information
Yes, I
to...
relay the information.
Okay, because otherwise Moorlander doesn't know that. Carl knows that. Moorlander does not.
Who's Carl?
It's Carl. I don't know him.
That was out of character, okay?
What's a
He gets mad
character?
He gets
Oh,
mad at me
God.
when I say stuff out of character.
Why am I complaining
Station's
about
just
sarcasm?
philosophically pondering this as he's building bonfires. He's like, I sense that they're having a character dilemma. What is a character?
Roll philosophy.
You better give me philosophy points if you're gonna say that. If that's canon.
Q and Saul are just like, what is he rambling on about now?
Yeah.
This man talks too much to himself. Went on a spiritual journey, and now he mutters.
Now, people think I'm the weird one.
Doesn't he always mutter though?
Not always. He didn't before. He just said silly things before. Now he mutters things. Moorlander kind of thinks and goes, There is a way to get closer to the castle, but we would have to find the secret entrance. Not quite sure where that is. Or we'd have to enter one of the catacombs and sneak in that way.
Well,
You!
I've done that already, so wouldn't be that bad.
Yes, you, dark-haired boy. Where were they keeping you? I presume it was one of the underground holds. Was there a large tree in the center, or was there no source of light anywhere and it was completely torchlit?
Dante's gonna roll to remember. And he got an 8.
You vaguely remember that it was pretty dark.
I don't know, it was pretty dark, I think. Yeah, it was dark. It was dark, I can say that.
He goes, all right. Do you remember any of the tunnels surrounding? Probably with that roll you wouldn't, but...
Yeah, not really. Not really, no. I remember the tunnels I went into, but not those tunnels.
All right. Well, I don't know how much they've changed or how many guards are present there. I suppose we'll just have to win it and hope that it works. He goes, either way, we should get moving. They're going to be undoubtedly some of those that escaped are going to be running for help. There's a manor not too far from here. If we stick around for too long, then it won't be good for us. We need to make ground between us and here. He takes he goes back into the cart and scoops some gold into his pouch and puts it on his belt and walks out. He goes, are you all ready? All right. Do any of you get anything before you leave?
Well, if Dante had a pouch, he would get stuff, but Dante doesn't have a pouch.
It's true.
Because he has rags.
It's just mostly just bullion in there.
Lots of coins in there, yeah.
I guess I'll shovel some gold into my sack.
All right.
Or
Right. You shovel stuff into the bag and you guys set off. Moorlander takes you off-road. He knows this country fairly well. So you guys aren't going to be following the highway. All right. And I will cut back to the three who are going to be building bonfires. So
Peaceful music
remind me-
plays, birds are chirping.
Yeah.
It's a great day in the woods.
Just absolute peace and quiet,
Yeah.
tranquility. You guys are like, wow, this is the most peaceful bit of our entire stay here.
This is great.
Remind me, how many successful rolls did you guys make?
You counted.
I see.
34.
You wrote it down.
34?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Appreciate it. All
For
right.
you or for us total?
For me, I think total we got like 80 something.
I think I had like 18.
All right. Well, 80 something bonfires will do just fine.
Sure.
So, you guys set up, build up these bonfires. Most of the way through the day, you guys hear a snap like a twig somewhere in the forest. It's a little bit farther behind you, maybe like 30 yards into the distance.
Behind, as in like
Um,
in the direction of the army, or in the direction of.
It's between. So you guys have been building bonfires across the mountainside.
Mhm.
It's like you guys are around the woods. It's between you and the castle.
Okay.
Like a twig snaps.
Are we
very
all together,
abruptly.
like all in the same spot?
We're like so close.
You're roughly in the same area.
Okay.
But it was a pretty loud twig snap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask the forest to show me who it is.
Heavy footsteps.
I just kind of like.
Metal.
Sorry, go on. My bad.
Heavy footsteps. Metal boots.
A soldier?
Yeah. Think it's a soldier. Haven't seen for a long time. Don't know what soldiers look like anymore.
Is it
Carrying
dangerous?
strange tools. Maybe. I don't know. Should I grab them?
Yes.
Alright. You guys kind of hear screaming in that direction.
I run towards the screams.
Yeah.
Alright. You run to this, like, little thicket of trees where, like, two guys in, half plate are currently dangling in the air. One of them looks down and goes, "What is the meaning of this? Let us down!"
What are you doing here?
Better question is, what are you doing here? We were told this forest was empty.
Yeah, no. Very much alive. You could call me a friend of this forest, and it told me you were here. Why are you here?
The other one kind of looks at you and goes, "What do you mean the forest talks? Are you saying that it has a voice?"
Station starts
Don't worry.
picking his teeth with his axe, like he's so ready to just chop these people in half.
They
Don't-
kind of
don't
look
worry
at
about
each
that.
other and look at you.
Just, what are you doing in here?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Hmm.
Suspicious
escaping from
witchy
something?
woman of the woods.
I'll let you go if you tell me. I don't want to hurt you.
We were going to cut lumber.
You
And
lying?
you chose this forest?
Well, there's a lot of trees and we needed lumber.
There's a lot of places to cut wood. Why are you wearing armor if you're just going to cut trees down?
Logging is a very dangerous activity, don't you think?
You know, we've been looking for some armor. I'm thinking maybe we could chop down some people right now to kind of get that.
They kind of look at each other and... Well, we really got ourselves into it this time. And one of them does... reaches up for his boot and grabs something from it. He kind of goes, "Well, I suppose there's a use for this now. And he kind of pulls off this thing of a bottle and points it upwards. And this like really bright light shines from him. Something shoots into the air. There's a explosion at the top. Just boom. Very loud echo. It spooks a couple birds as they fly off.
Shoot.
Guys, what are we gonna do?
They kind of mutter to themselves, and they're like, "You're really in for it this time. Should have let us go and didn't ask questions."
I say we incapacitate them, and then oh god, he's drinking something. Oh, he's dead. All right, straight up.
Did they both cyanide?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, armor. Free armor.
We need to. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Does any of the armor fit me?
One of them does.
I asked the forest to like drop the bodies down.
All right, they kind of. Oh, my
Hi.
headphones died. Unfortunately.
Oh. Oh, that's bad.
All right. Yeah. One of the suits of armor will fit you. Saul, but the other one, the guy's much larger.
Carl, can you do me a favor and mute yourself anytime you're not talking? Cool.
Yes.
Because
Am I getting feedback?
yeah, like almost word for word feedback. Just because of the headphones not being there anymore.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say a little prayer for them, just to keep, really more for my conscience than theirs, because I think that's probably the first time I've seen someone voluntarily off themselves like that, and then I'll loot their body.
I really hope they're doing well. Anyways.
Well, I mean, it's survive. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive in this world.
I mean, I suppose.
I have no armor at the moment. Okay, I need some of that crap.
Valid.
All right. Well, you gather up the armor. Kind of search their person. They're not wearing any particular markings or anything, other than lots of tattoos. Lots of tattoos all over their arm, across their chest, and the back of their neck. They have these strange markings. Not really sure what they are, but they're the same marking on both of them. So you don't know if that's like a sign of who they are, a group they're a part of. You're not sure.
Okay.
But yeah. All right. Once you loot their bodies, you Andrew's over here dying.
I'm fine.
You kind of loot their bodies and look about some of their other possessions. They've got a lot of stuff. They've got like gemstones on like twine that they've tied around their belts. You're not really sure what those are for. You've got a lot of bones that they've carved and tied around their belts with like weird, you think what they're letters carved into them. Both of them were carrying hand axes that were secured by like a leather holster at the top, and both of them were carrying swords.
Are the hand axes of better quality than the old elven ones that I'm carrying?
Oh, well, yeah, for sure, because they're a lot newer.
I think Station's eyeing those. He wants to swap those out for sure.
All right. Switch them out in your inventory.
Can I see if
Uh,
any of the Can I see if any of the items are magical?
yes, you can. Roll.
It's an 11. That's a 14.
All right. You can tell that there's magic on them, but you can't tell what's what. So you're not sure if one thing's magical and the other's not, but you can tell they have magic items on them. You just can't tell what is magic.
I say there's no harm in investigating that a little bit further, especially because presumably they're from they're scouts and the army already knows of our location. So if we want to take them, that's fine. But more pressing matters, should we start lighting the fires now?
Yeah.
Station thinks he should go planar to see if he can sense any kind of like disturbance, like if the army is moving now towards us faster. You're muted, Carl.
Sorry, I keep forgetting to do that now
You're
that
fine.
I have to mute. So that would probably be a good idea. So you put on the ring.
Yeah.
All right.
You want me to roll planology?
Sure. Yeah.
Or
That's
can it be like, I guess, can it be like a perception based planology?
well, you would have to roll for planology to navigate
Fair.
in the other realm anyway. So
Okay. That's a nat 20.
Hey.
nice. All right. You put on the ring, and he just kind of blips out of existence for you two. Station, you kind of see like the mountain as like this dark plane that goes up and then down. Everything else is kind of these weird, like orangish yellows right now. But like the mountain's like dark, but it's see through, so you can kind of like pass through it. So you kind of take a couple steps through, and you get to the other side of the mountain fairly quickly because you can travel very fast with this ring on. You get to the other side, and you don't see the army, but you see like little ripples near the edge of the forest on the far side of the mountain.
Okay.
And in one particular place, you see this really bright red spot. That's kind of like, you know how like if something's really hot, it'll have like these ripples of heat in the air.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
kind of looks like that at the edge of the wood, just really concentrated in one area and kind of bubbling out.
Compared to where we are, like by foot in the regular plane, how far is this from where we're currently at?
Probably a day and a half, maybe 2 days travel. Like it took Saul about a day and a half to go that far by himself, but you're also moving with an army, so it takes longer. So it's probably like 2.5, maybe 3 days for them.
Okay. I traveled back towards like where the other two from the party were.
All right. You kind of pull the ring off and you kind of blip back into existence and stumble forward.
Yo, the army's moving. They're starting to move faster. And there's something dangerous in there. I don't know what it is, but I have a really bad feeling about what's gonna go down if we don't protect Sterling.
Okay. Well, let's get these fires lit as fast as possible. I guess Keo makes the first fire, and then we can just take some sticks from that, pass it on. That should at least slow them down, hopefully. But after that,
It'll give them a perception that there's someone up here.
right.
Especially since their scouts just sent up a flare.
Danger.
Yeah.
But after we get this stuff lit, we should probably head to safety. So.
Good idea. All right. So while you guys do that, Kemper, if you could roll a couple fire building check.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
There we
How
go.
many do you need?
Just one
Oh.
successful one. However many times it takes you.
Well, I got a 20 on my first one.
All right. Well, that works. She starts up the bonfire and it starts smoking. You put on a little bit of live grass just on the top, just because greenery smokes more. So you guys are taking it to the other, and the bonfires are starting to be lit. Meanwhile, this is happening. Back to you guys traveling near Sterling. You guys get towards Sterling near the end of the day. You guys kind of look out to the west, and you see smoke on the horizon. A lot of smoke. A lot of black smoke.
I thought they were supposed to light the fires when we came back.
Plans must have changed.
I guess something happened over there.
That's not a good sign. That means they were compromised. Probably some scouts.
It's not a good thing. We should hurry up and send this letter and get back.
All right. Well, you're near the base of the cliff now, and Moorlander kind of ties up his little note and puts it in this needle. And he goes, I've never seen someone do something like this, so here you go. And he hands it to you. Kevlyn, good luck. It's a pretty high check for this, so go ahead and roll.
Okay, no problem. That would be a nat 20.
Woo!
So a 28
Okay, a 28?
with a nat 20.
Well, the nat 20 is regardless because you don't have the critical feature, so it doesn't really matter. But it's cool.
Why do I have to have a critical feature to get a critical?
Because that's how this game system works.
I don't like that. Next time I
All
get
right.
dice, I want that, please.
Okay. Okay. So you guys see this needle goes and just barely nick into a window and kind of tumble inside. Moorlander kind of looks and he goes, well, let's hope that's the right window.
Yep.
He goes, it's all we can do now. He goes, who has the candle?
I have the candle.
All right. Well, where are we going now?
The castle, the elfin castle.
Back to the castle?
Yeah.
What do you mean, elven castle?
You know the castle we brought to you when we talked to you, in the castle with the rock man.
You mean you mean like the old
ruined
fortress?
Yeah.
Yeah, the caved-in walls and everything with large boulders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Properly fixed, though, of course.
Yes.
Sure. Properly fixed. Maybe might not be the best term, but fixed. You didn't mention it was elvish, but okay.
I kind of assumed you would assume it was elfish since we said it was an elfish town.
How am I supposed to know that the elves built the fortress? It could have been built later.
Never know, you're an historian.
I assumed you knew because no one else was there except for the elves, but I guess you didn't assume.
I didn't know that no one else was there but the elves. Like, we have human towns, and I'm an orc, and I'm there.
I mean, but think about it. No one's there but dead elves.
Have you checked everyone? That's a little silly to assume. But regardless, we're getting off track. He goes,
I read all their history books. It's an elfish town.
that's a lot of books.
I did it for a whole 6 weeks.
Mm. He kind of looks at you, Dante, and he goes, this might be a little difficult with him.
You don't think about anything. Mind blank.
You're mute, Hunter.
Still mute.
Still
not
mute.
There
gonna
you go. There
be-
you go.
oh,
There we go.
Yeah, I'm back. Well, that's not going to be easy.
Well, otherwise you could get chopped up into pieces and die, so choose which one you want.
Well,
I
Hunter,
can't really have any choice on it not being easy. I can't exactly choose that.
Well,
fair enough.
better try hard, I guess.
Insightful, little one. Inspiring.
I disagree. I disagree, but okay.
All right. Everyone who's been to the castle, roll a check. Everyone who has not been to the castle, roll at disadvantage.
Yay. This is gonna go spiffingly.
I believe in you.
That's better than what it could be. That's gonna be an 11.
All right. I got a 12 for Moorlander. What did you guys get?
I got an
11.
18.
All right. Well,
Did all of you roll low except for me?
yeah.
Hey, 11 is average. Okay.
Yeah, average for everyone. Okay.
All right. Well, you guys kind of think about the castle, and then, and you're in like this stone enclosure, but it does not look like the castle.
Where on earth are we?
As long as it's a castle, I'm happy.
What is Earth?
How much of the
What is
candle did
Earth?
we use? How much of the candle did we use, Carl?
The candle is gone.
Well, we have feet.
Mm.
And
Where are we?
Moorlander kind of looks around, and you guys hear seagulls.
Oh no.
No!
Hey, I've seen seagulls like 100 miles in. They're probably fine.
Buy some new dice, please.
Oh my goodness, where are we?
Okay, in fairness to me, I had disadvantage, and 11 is not terrible considering disadvantage.
I'm
Yeah,
not
and I
blaming
rolled
you,
an
I'm
11.
blaming the other people.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Moorlander looks
Whoa.
around and goes, we're near the ocean. And kind of points
We're
out
not.
the window.
The
Oh,
castle
really
is not
now?
near the ocean.
But we're in a castle. He's like,
Surely Stern isn't that far away from the ocean.
this might have been my
Where-
fault.
Again.
Well, to be fair, you told me to think of an elvish castle, and and there's 2 elvish castles that I know of. There's the one
Where's
that you
the
took me
elvish
to, and the one that's very
castle?
familiar in my mind.
Where
Which is
are
here.
we?
He goes, judging by the smell of fish and the presence of a rock beach outside, kind of looks about and he goes, and a lot of boats on shore, and a sizable camp. Let me consult this real quickly. And he kind of rummages through his bag and pulls out a map. He goes, I would estimate we're somewhere. If we're at the castle, I think we are. Then we're just south of the Glane, which is quite a ways from Stern.
How far away is it?
If we run, we can make it in a week.
In a week?
And that army was probably a lot closer than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we still see the smoke?
No, you do not. You don't even see the mountains.
Wait. We forget
but
about
you
our
do
past
see-
lives.
You guys kind
Maybe
of
he'll
look
show
out
up.
and look at the camp, and he goes, those are not banners of any clan I know about. And those are strange-looking ships now that I look closer. And he goes, like I said, we're probably at the old elvish castle I remember. He's like, there's a stone beach, and there's likely a marsh to the north.
Okay, let's just try and walk or run to the castle.
Maybe that's not the best idea. There's currently a very large camp down there. It looks like a ground base. Most of the tents seem empty. But how large was the army again? Somewhere around 10,000?
Over 9,000.
Over 9,000, yeah.
9,000.
This looks like a good base of operations for something that size.
So
That's a lot of ships.
You tell me we're
Hundreds of ships, even.
with the army right now.
He goes, not with the army, but with the landing party that's meant to secure the ships. This is the people that are left behind in case someone tries to burn up their exit strategy.
Well, I guess let's burn up their exit strategy.
He goes, we can't go right now. We'll have to wait for nightfall. He goes, which won't be too long now, but I sense there's something strange at stake here. Something curious. He goes, got this weird sense for strange things. The hairs on the back of my neck kind of stand up. There's someone in this camp that shouldn't be here. He kind of jumps down out of a window and onto like a ledge and starts finding his way around the wall. All right. Well, I'm going to cut back to you guys at the castle. Night is falling. You guys get back to the castle. Jericho is walking around. He's gathered some pointy sticks and put them in a pile in the middle of the courtyard. He kind of looks at you as you come in and he goes, welcome back. Gathered weapons. Not sure if they'll help, though.
What do you want us to do with those sticks, Jericho?
There is large bow up there. Points to one of the round towers near the west end. He
None of us
goes,
are very good at archery.
Jericho, are you any good at archery?
Never was much of a sportsman myself. But then again, I'm not really a man, so how can I be a sportsman?
Jericho, I think with what I saw, all the help we can get would be appreciated. If you think you can man that bow up there, it would be very helpful.
Or
Hmm.
Gollum the bow?
I don't remember how it works exactly. Hasn't been fired in a long time. But I got new twine for it. It's like this really thick. Like maybe about that thick around.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, it's really long too. He goes, I'll go restring it. He starts walking over to the stairs.
Okay, guys. That was a little bit sooner than we were anticipating for lighting the fires. So hopefully we will have reinforcements on time. I don't know what the best course of action is. We could wait here for our friends.
I'm a bit worried that it's taking so long. I feel like something happened.
Well,
I think there's a great possibility that they may have seen that explosion as well. They might know something happened here.
The flare, you mean?
Yes. If that's what it's called.
Like you would know what a flare is. Do they not? Oh no, never mind.
Not really common technology back in the day. Can
The
certify.
signal. The signal.
The explosion in the air.
Yeah.
Jericho kind of shouts down, goes, was that y'all? Very loud it was.
That was not us.
Who was it then?
The army sent scouts out ahead, and once we found them, they shot out that warning signal.
Warning signal. Interesting. He kind of pulls this string, and you guys notice that the bow is horizontal and on wheels.
ooh.
Player question. This is like a movable javelin that we're looking at here.
Movable
It's
crossbow.
a giant crossbow.
Okay.
Okay.
Would another player question, would we be even able to load this on our own without Jericho's help? Probably not, because it's so large.
It's pretty big.
Okay.
So, I mean, Jericho's probably going to have to load the javelins and such.
Mm-hmm.
But it's on whether he can actually aim it very well.
Right.
So,
okay.
I think I would feel bad if I just kind of sat here while the army approaches.
Absolutely.
I feel like I want to try and hold them off at the front of the forest so they don't at least slow them down.
Okay.
Do you think that our friends will return?
Well, we can at least buy some time so that they can get back. I hope they do.
I mean, by what I could see, it seems like the army could be here in 2 days or less. It depends on how fast they continue to move.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Alright, well, at some point I'm gonna go up to the front and see if I can't hold them off. I don't know if I could
Jericho
see
kind
them.
of looks down and goes, bow is ready. Going to forest by self is not a good idea. You should take someone with you.
I think Sation should go with.
I will go with you.
All right. So are you guys heading out right now, like in the night, or
A whole lot of. We don't have much time left
Yeah.
to wait.
all right? Sounds good. Sounds good.
I think what I'm probably gonna do is it wouldn't take me too long to go to that stone altar, would it?
Not terribly, no.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the stone altar with a sacrifice. Can we just assume that I have a sacrifice, or
Yeah,
Is it-
sure.
okay? And pray, asking for guidance, because I'm really coming up short right now. Like divine intervention type thing.
Cool. All right. You guys all set out. You're walking along the edge of the tree line next to the castle towards the stone outcropping. Blaine keeps going up the hill, or Saul keeps going up the hill. Sation and Kyo, you turn left towards the west and go through the pass. The pass is really narrow. It's like just enough for like a couple people to go through. There's a cliff on one side and a drop off on the other.
I should have done a prayer for your safety beforehand. Oh well.
You guys walk along this. It takes you most of the night to get to the edge of the forest. So I'm going to go to Blaine first, and then I'll cut back to you. All right, Saul, you go up there and you bring one of the deer that you guys have gathered for food recently, and you kind of cut it open and put it on the altar and put fire on it, and it's now burning. What do you say?
I say, the one I call out to you, asking for guidance. My mind is cloudy with fear, and I know it shouldn't be, but I just don't know what to do. The only thing I know to do is ask for strength and wisdom from you.
What are you afraid about, child?
I'm afraid for my friends. I'm afraid that the army will come and we will not be able to stop them. I do not fear for my life. I fear for the safety of the people of this land.
You fear that you will not be strong enough to defend them.
Yes.
The voice kind of pauses for a moment, and he goes, "Do you think it is by your strength that you have made it this far?"
Of course not.
So do you think it is your strength that will get you through this battle?
No.
The voice goes, "Trust me. Stay in prayer. Do not leave the castle. Do not engage in the conflict. Pray all day. Let no one distract you."
Thank you.
Then the offering is consumed.
Cool.
The ashes disperse in
yeah.
the wind.
All right. I feel a lot better, and I'm gonna head back to where? I guess I'll head back to the castle. Yeah, I'll probably head back to the castle and be in the astrology room. I'll probably
All right.
fortify myself up there. Yeah, and I'll probably tell Jericho to not let anyone talk to me, or not
All
let
right.
anyone in.
Jericho just kind of goes, that kind of day, is it? I
Yeah.
have those kinds of days. He goes, although I suppose it's night now, so you're having that kind of night.
It'll probably be that kind of day as well once the morning comes.
He kind of picks up the javelins he's acquired. I have many such days and nights. It's kind of how it is living alone. And he
Yes.
kind of walks up to the wall.
Keep us safe, Jericho.
All right, now I'll cut back to you two.
Can I pray for Jericho's safety? Is that something I can do?
Yes, you can. You
All
can
right.
pray for anyone's safety. You could pray for the forest's safety for all I care. You can pray for anything. But your prayer for safety covers a certain number of individuals. So that's what the ability is designed for.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying if I were to use it right now, I wouldn't be able to use it later, kind of thing.
Well, I mean, it's only like you can pray for him right now. Like you couldn't pray for like I pray for all 10,000 people in this army
Right.
to
Okay. Yeah.
you know, so it's like a not one. It's supposed to be a time limiter, so like if you wanted to bless a whole army, it would take you ages. So
Right. Secondary question, which I probably should have asked beforehand: can I pray for their safety because I have a +8 to it right now, even though they're not near me?
You've never tried that before, so you don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna do that along with praying for Jericho's safety. And then
you have no idea what the effect is.
Okay.
But guys, sometime in the middle of the night as you're walking through the forest, you guys feel really invigorated and your stride increases. You start running faster. And you guys actually arrive at the camp a lot sooner than you expect. It's still dark out when you get there.
Can I also point out when I say the whole party, I mean like Hazor and Dante.
Yeah.
Like all of them. Moorlander as well.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right. You guys get to like these woods. I need you to roll some stealth checks for me. One each for y'all.
You have advantage.
Can I also roll to mask my presence?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You would also have advantage on that.
You rolled so bad, didn't you, Andrew?
21.
We're rolling stealth, and then I'm rolling mask presence.
Indeed, you are.
If I critically fail my stealth roll, should I even roll for mask presence?
You have advantage on both. So
On both? Oh, because
Yeah.
you prayed.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh, sorry. Heck yeah. Okay. 8 on stealth.
Dude.
19 on mask.
All right. We'll do a job on the mask presence. So Andrew, basically the mask presence, what it does is it hides you from being detected by magic users. That's what it does. So you guys approach the camp and kind of sneak around. Station, you're not very good visually, but like it's dark out and they don't have a ton of...
Station's carrying a bush and running around and planting it every time he stops.
Anytime
He was
someone
just
like flashes a light,
like
I'm a tree.
walking along.
Fortnite bush.
He was just walking along behind him, just like, oh my.
Yeah. He was just like in the tree branches or something. Like, what is he doing?
He's gonna get both of us caught.
Station's kind of like mumbling to dun 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 dun. Playing danger music in his head.
Mission Possible.
Mission Impossible.
Mission Possible 1. Barely there.
I live for Carl's puns, dude.
Live to bear another day.
Okay, that one just wasn't good.
Moving
No.
on.
Carl, I'm
Anyway.
disappointed.
No bear to go.
Well, I mean, to be fair, y'all ended up in a completely different castle, so who's the real disappointment here?
I only rolled
I'm
an
the one that
11.
rolled
It's not that
good.
bad.
I
Actually,
rolled
you would be the
good.
one
You're
that
the one-
rolled well. Excuse you.
Oh,
Yeah, well.
I'm sorry, Mr. Grammar
You
Police.
rolled goodly.
Half the party's getting their beach episode right now, and then the other half is like
Yeah, we're kicking it up.
facing impending doom. They're just like,
Y'all really were making bonfires like, this is so peaceful.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the nice time in the party. Alright, you guys kind of look around and there's lots of tents, but not nearly as many as you expected. Saul said that there is like 10,000 from the scout reports, but there's like maybe a couple hundred here in the camp. You kind of like prowl around, look around the camp. Definitely not that many people.
Do I know? Do I know if this is part of the same group that I saw the radiating heat in, or is this a different group?
This is the same group. If you slip
Okay.
on the ring, you will notice it's the same group.
Okay, cool.
And you do see the radiating heat. It's coming from this really big tent in the middle. It's very ornately decorated. Like, has way too much stuff
they're very
for
full of
someone to have
themselves.
carried it. Yeah.
Sation looks to Kyo, and he like squints. He gives her this squint. I'm assuming he's bred enough for her to see a subtle thing like that, even though it's nighttime, because we're in a camp.
Well, you're not in the camp. You're around the edge of the camp.
Is it lit well enough to where she can see a subtle
It is
thing
in
like
the
that?
camp. It's a little dark, but sure, she can see it.
And he whispers to her, and he says, if anything happens, you need to leave as soon as you can.
She mouths back, "What are you doing?"
And then he slips on the ring.
Live Kyo
That's the look of-
reaction.
Sation moment.
Big Sation moment.
All right. You guys, like, here you're like not sure where he went. Sation, where are you going?
I'm going to investigate the ornate tent.
All right. Well, the ornate tent is kind of like in this like weird shadowy thing. You take like 2 steps and you're like at the edge of it, and you just kind of pass through it. You kind of notice as you pass through, there's like this white line that's like iridescent around the edge of the tent. You
Like,
kind of look at it and it looks grainy.
it's like in a perimeter,
Mm-hmm.
and this is inside the tent?
Inside and outside, actually. He has it double lined.
I'm gonna try to, like, pass my hand over where it is. This is a horrible idea.
Now, is that the hand
Sorry,
with the ring on it, or
Do you want me to
So
roll
you're-
or something?
So you're
What?
trying to go through the tent wall?
he's just trying to pass?
You
his
said there's
hand
an
through?
iridescent ring, right?
Yeah, like on the ground. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a powder or something on the ground that I
Yeah.
can see. Yeah, I'm gonna like try to see what happens if I cross it with my hand.
Doesn't seem like anything happens.
No, I don't see any kind of disturbance anywhere at all.
Nope.
I'm gonna take a step, one foot, one toe to the ground over this line.
Your lead kind of passes through the tent wall. Nothing happens. Tease.
I continue inward into the tent.
You kind of step in and there's this guy sleeping in this very fancy bed that's carved with all sorts of like scenes, like picture scenes that have been carved into this bed of various frightening lizard-like creatures with wings. You're not really sure what they are. Some of them look genuinely terrifying. You kind of look around and there's like a lot of really weird stuff in here. And you just kind of look around and there's a lot of fancy ornate armor in the corner on this stand. There's some weapons of varying size and style. There's a lot of scrolls put on the wall, on like a rack. Just scrolls. And then there's the guy sleeping in very posh conditions. You hear him snoring and then he goes, "Whoever's there, I'll have you know, I know you are here, even though I might not see you. I can't sense you, but the perimeter has told me that someone has entered. Who's there?" And he takes out this dagger. He's looking about. He's in like these silk robes.
Can I see like the radiating heat? I'm assuming this is kind of like the spiritual cores I've been seeing.
Yes. Yeah, so he's this really bright, like deep dark red.
Okay. I'm gonna roll philosophy. I won't tell you why, but
That doesn't really help me, but okay.
Well, I can't make up my mind as a player, so I'm gonna roll to make my decision for me.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Give me high or low, Carl.
Low.
All right, it was low. I'm doing it.
Can I just say it was obviously gonna be low because he always rolls low.
Fair enough.
Like,
It was a 7. It was a 7, so it wasn't like super critically low.
Didn't have to do him like that.
Station unsheathes his 2 axes, like clasps them together, and place them on the ground, and lets go of them so that they appear in the normal realm. And then
He kind of looks at the ground and goes,
and then he slips off
so
the ring.
some bold choice. Okay. Wasn't apparent. And he kind of looks at the axis and looks at you and he goes, so you're the one that killed the stouts.
And he raises his hands up, like, to yield, physically say, I'm not here to harm you. And he says, I want to work for you.
And he goes, I'm afraid I can't be taking applications at this time. And he just points his dagger at you. He goes, I'm afraid you'll have to understand. I don't exactly let people join the ranks while I'm on the warpath. And nor do I take people who I take prisoner as part of my war party. But we'll be happy to send you back to the motherland, and you can work your days there, possibly on some sort of farm, or maybe a scribe to jot down notes in the corner of spell books or something. Or perhaps you can live here if we properly take dominion in this realm. And he kind of pokes the dagger on your shoulder.
Okay. Here's the fun part. I'm going to roll Ursa projection.
Okay.
Because I'm in a tense situation, can I roll with Bear Instinct here? since I'm using hide magic.
I'd also like to point out that because I prayed for you, you have a providence point. Everyone who I prayed over has a providence point.
That is true.
All right, I'm gonna use a
That
providence.
Comes with
includes-
means of providence.
Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna use a
everyone
providence
in the
point,
party.
and I'm gonna roleplay the hell out of this.
All right, you're using a providence point. Just note,
So
a providence point lets you do one action
This is
perfectly.
I'm doing this for my Urso projection.
All right.
So Station closes his eyes and breathes deeply, and he's projecting himself exactly where he's standing. And he still has the ring, like he just slipped it off, and he's been standing there with his hands up like this.
Mm-hmm.
And he slips the ring on as like discreetly as possible. And so he's standing there projecting himself, and he closes his eyes, and the projection just standing there with its hands up, looking at this guy. And he leaves the axes on the ground, and he slips back out of the tent, back to where Kyo is standing. And then in the projection, he says to this guy, like the projection says to this guy, "I'm sorry, I can't do that." And then it disappears. And then Station slips the ring off with Kyo and says, "We need to go."
You do.
We'll talk later. We need to go.
You guys hear shouting from inside the camp, and there's now quite a lot of movement. And you guys hear, "I want everyone looking for them. We can't be alone." And he is walking about. You guys kind of see him in the through the thicket in the camp near the large tent. Ooh, y'all are lucky. All right. He doesn't notice you, and he continues walking.
Station's going to embrace his pelt and transform here
This is the
for
worst time.
for added speed to get away. Is why I'm doing this, so I could run on 4 legs.
Okay.
And he says to Kyo, "Get on."
Wait, before we do that, Kyo's
Me
gonna
now
try
realizing that Sation can count as a mount, and I'm in serious trouble.
Kyo's gonna roll. She's gonna try a new spell really quick. Okay, that's a 25.
Okay, what spell are you using?
She's gonna reach down to the ground, pick up a pine cone, close her fist around the pine cone, throw it into the camp.
All right, Station, you kind of see this pine cone kind of start smoldering, and there's like a little bit of whispers you're hearing, but Kyo's not moving her mouth. And then she pulls out, and this pine cone's now glowing blue from the inside. She just kind of chucks it, and it hits in the middle of camp near some soldiers, and like this fantastic like blue sparkles just boom explode and a couple of them like go flying back.
Okay,
Kyo,
let's go.
Kyo, roll
Hop on.
2d6 for damage.
Oh shit, 2d6. Okay. Okay, that's an 8.
Are you on top
Solid.
of Station already at this point?
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah.
Because you're touching me in bear form, I'll grant you Ancestor's Gift, so add a D4 to that.
Oh hell yeah.
Dude, these grunts
So
are
12
so dead.
damage.
These goons are so dunzo.
12.
All right. All right. Some of them are gonna be pretty wounded pretty bad. You can't really stay to see how it unfolds, but the explosion was big. You guys start running off.
Should I?
But
Do you want me to
since
roll
you cast
running?
a spell,
Oh dear.
ooh, you are very lucky. Perhaps Saul's prayers
Wait,
working in real
did you
life.
say
My dice are not doing well.
Did you say the dragon rolled a spell?
No. I said because you rolled a spell,
Oh, I see.
and then I said, "Oh drat, my rolls aren't doing well."
Gotcha.
I didn't mention a dragon. No.
Okay, I was really scared for a second.
We would be epic if it was a dragon.
Station was like, "Well, boys, it's been nice
been
knowing
fun."
you."
That's it.
All right, everyone. That's it for Dice Addicts Anonymous.
We're all dead.
Y'all died.
Nobody lives.
Cue the JoJo end of episode music. No, but you guys start booking it through the woods.
You want me to roll
all
for
right.
how fast we go?
No, you're running pretty fast. I'll just
Okay.
grant you max speed.
All right.
All right. I'll cut back to the rest of you at the other castle. It is now nighttime, and Moorlander kind of just sits there. He goes, "Seems I was wrong. There is a sizable amount of people. See," and he kind of points, and there's like this procession of torches coming back to camp. He's like, "They seem to be going out in groups, and I would suppose raiding nearby villages for supplies."
That's a problem.
It's a problem that they're here. He goes, "But why do they have the majority of their force here when they were supposedly attacking Sterling? That's the real question."
Maybe the main person isn't gonna attack Sterling, but they didn't think that they needed a lot of people.
I doubt that's true. Because they said that they were sending 10,000 people to Sterling in the letter, right?
Yeah.
That means that they're going to be sending 10,000 people. Nobility doesn't exactly like it when someone lies on a contract. So they're going to be sending 10,000 people. Question is, why is only part of their army moving forward now? Makes you think, doesn't it?
I think that might be the first force.
No, you wouldn't send a force for a siege. There's no preliminary attack. It's just you set up and you siege the castle and you starve them out, and then you hopefully win and get a ransom.
The good thing, though, is that since most of us know how to fight, we could. Since they're raiding nearby villages, you go to the villages they're raiding, kill them one by one.
That'll take forever.
Yep. Yeah, but so is gonna be getting back to the castle, and most of the force is here.
You don't understand. This force is supposed to be at Sterling in a few days. But they're here. What does that tell you?
There's magic involved.
Well, there was evidently magic involved. But
Maybe
of
they have
what
a massive
sort?
black candle, like we did.
They might have had. Well, to transport that much people, they would have to have.
That would be
thousands.
extremely, extremely unpredictable. I would feel they have something else that they've designed.
Yeah. Those candles, you don't usually use them for a lot of people. Because that would be really expensive.
Unless they had something to move people very far, very quickly. But they needed someone on the other end of it. He kind of hops down off the ledge and starts walking down the hill slowly. We should check out what it is.
I follow.
Alright, are you bringing your giant blade with you? Or really, you should be asking Hazor if he's bringing your giant blade with you.
You're bringing my giant blade, right?
Yeah, sure.
Well,
All
I
right.
mean, it would be a shame if we left it here.
I need all of
To be
you
fair,
to
I don't
roll.
think anybody ever specified that they picked it up after we fought, so
You can't pick it up.
you know
Well,
what I
then-
mean.
Well, I mean, you can in the tree trunk.
It's in the tree trunk and it's on Hazor's back.
Yes, I'm aware, but
was
like
never
what Hunter was
specified.
saying is if no one, if you don't specify you're picking
Yeah,
it up, then it's
Blaine
all the way
didn't
back
specify-
there.
Yeah,
So
but
the
Blaine
sword- the
doesn't
blade should
specify
be
that
all
he
the
would
way
pick
back
up his
there.
chain and he still has it. Or the second episode, he never
I'm
said
assuming
pick
that
it
you
up.
have it. I'm not going to be
Yeah.
nitpicky on that, but technically Hunter is correct. You need to specify what you do to transport your items, because otherwise, if I was going to be mean, I would have said that you left the giant blade on the side of the road.
Not like anyone could pick it up anyways.
Well, they could the same way Hazor did, just pick it up like this. And then put it in a tree trunk and transport it somewhere. But I need all of you to roll 3 stealth checks.
You have
If you don't have
advantage.
stealth, I need those to be if you have the stealth proficiency, then you have advantage. If you don't have the stealth proficiency, it's a normal.
Did I
No,
not?
nope, I have stealth.
Did I not pray over them?
You did, but
you
they would have
advantage.
normally disadvantage.
Oh, I see.
So you're removing the disadvantage with that.
I got a 14, a 12, and a 15.
I rolled all 11s.
Somehow this is.
I'm not
Hold
joking.
on. Let me roll my
Oh,
dice here. Okay, that is. We've got. I take the top 3. We have. What is my bonus?
Hold on a second.
Okay. We've got a 24 and 2 21s.
Oh, can I roll for mass presence as well?
Yes.
Would I get advantage on that?
Yes.
Okay, I got a 16, 12, and 17 on that.
All right. Cool. You guys get to the bottom of the hill. A few times you kind of slip on the rocks, and a few rocks fall down the side of the slope, but no one's really watching the slope that much. You guys get towards the edge of the camp, and there's like a lot of troops here. They seem to have all come back from a day's worth of raiding. There might be a few units out, but for the most part, you think there's several thousand people here. Like, lots and lots of people. I mean, there might be close to 10,000 actually, because, you usually bring around a couple thousand people worth of support for, like, cooking and cleaning and other oddities. Along the shore, there's a whole bunch of boats kind of pulled up on shore and then anchored. Then all the other boats are tied to it. All the boats kind of go out several hundred meters into the ocean. They're just all tied together in like this giant web. There's several hundred boats, maybe like 600-700 of them, kind of tied together on the shore. And they're like big boats, huh?
Where are they?
Well, they're like right next to you, but
How far away is the web of anchors?
right over there. They're like right next to the boats, just they're attached.
Thank you.
All right.
Mm.
Cool. So in the camp, there's all these tents are bright red tents, and they've got this strange lizard, long snake-looking lizard thing with legs and wings at the top, and then like this crescent of fire that's above it, as the crest on all of these. Some of the tents look really shabby and small, and some of them look really big and nice. And the big, nice ones are usually towards the middle of the camp. You kind of look around, and there's some patrols. A lot of them are singing and dancing between their tents and having a grand old time eating. Some of the smaller, more shabby tents, they're cooking like meat, like a rotisserie. But no one knows that you're there just yet.
Well,
I have
I'm
some
just
matches.
doing magic.
I said I have some matches.
Oh,
She also has a
Can
huge
Dante
fireball scroll.
see? Can Dante tell
I
if
do
there?
have that.
Well, I guess this is kind of a stupid question, but are there any people like directly on the like deck of the boat?
There's a few. There's like mostly towards the shore. They just kind of sit in the boats. There's like some small torches every so often. And they're
So
kind of larger boats.
would there be anybody like right next to where Dante could climb up onto the boat?
Yes.
Drats.
Carl?
That kind of hurts my idea.
Carl, can I read the spell scroll?
I mean, yeah, you can read it.
Can I cast it in the middle of the... I want to attempt to cast it in the middle of the camp.
All right, cool. You read the spell scroll. What was the specified language it was in?
It was in Elvish, I believe.
You read it out. Nothing happens. But
Roll?
you're lucky. No one heard you reading it. Yes, nothing happens after you read the spell scroll.
mm.
You know, you could read. Like, you could read your character description and roll magic affinity to figure out what to do with the spell scroll. It's like what your
I'm
character does.
gonna roll magic affinity.
My description?
No, mine.
Oh yeah, totally you, Hazor. Yes, because
yeah.
as we all know, Hazor is the most knowledgeable magic person in the whole party.
Wait,
Twenty.
Goes
Of
up to
course.
He just
Scroll.
doesn't
Actually, I
tell
think you're
anyone
supposed to-
because he doesn't want to hurt their feelings.
20.
The hating faith shtick is a ruse.
Yeah, it's like it's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
He hates him because he knows too much.
Reverse psychiatry.
All right, what did you roll, Ruth?
20.
Okay. You vaguely remember that your dad mentioned that anyone can use a spell scroll. It doesn't have to be someone that uses magic regularly. But what you do have to do is you have to crumple it in your hand and then light it on fire. And then it'll do the effect. But
Okay.
Moorlander kind of looks at you and goes, "What are you doing?"
Guess what?
No. What are you doing?
I said. Yes.
No. And
Dante
he like
eyes-
swats your hand with the matches and he's like, "What are you doing?"
Dante looks at Moorlander, looks at
Like
Hazor,
this.
looks at the boat, and then tries to move around to climb on the boat to where he like wouldn't necessarily be seen right away.
All right. Well, roll a stealth check for that
Okay.
at
easy.
advantage because
Oh, I know.
I'm gonna
Oh, well,
light this camp on
that's
fire.
not great, but thank God I had +6. That's going to be a 15.
Moorlander will respond to your statement in a second, Kevlyn.
So 15.
All right.
Not the best rolls.
All right, you get onto the boat without someone noticing you. You kind of creep around.
So
Moorlander kind of looks at you and goes, "Did you say you were going to burn this camp?"
Yes.
He takes the spell scroll out of your hand and
Black.
stuffs it in his pocket. It's like, there are easily 8,000 to 9,000 people in that camp.
Maybe even over
We are-
9,000.
We are outnumbered, quite literally thousands to one.
Fine.
How many rounds can you fight? How long can you fight?
Doesn't matter if they're all burned to the ground.
How big is that spell? Is it going to cover like half a mile worth of tents?
The tents are gonna burn, and then they catch fire to the other tents.
They're still going to wake up and notice we're here before their tents catch fire.
Yeah, and then I have.
And what if there's another magic user in that camp? They're a large, wealthy group. They probably have a couple casters with them. Heck, that caravan that we broke. What was your name again, son? He looks to, and he goes, "Oh, drat, he ran off. Where is he?" The strange one with the black hair. There were several casters of moderate proficiency.
And we easily slaughtered them.
There were 20 of them.
You're no fun.
You have a death wish.
Thank you.
He looks
I'm-
at Hazor and he goes, "It's not a bag of holding."
Oh, this? It's full of berries.
He kind of looks at you, Kevlyn, and he goes, "One more rash idea and you go in the bag of berries."
In the bag.
Can I have my sword?
Well, are you going to really start a combat with your own party in the
No.
middle of a hostile
No.
camp? That's a
No.
great way for a TPK,
not.
Kevlyn.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm gonna cut all of those freaking anchors.
Well, I believe Dante's already working on something like that.
I know, but my sword's a whole lot quicker.
Yeah, you also
Speaking
have to
of which-
sing really loudly
yeah.
to make it work.
Speaking of which, does there happen to be a crow's nest on the boat?
No.
Okay.
No crow's nests. They're like lawn boats.
Okay. Yeah. Dante's gonna look around to look to see how many dudes are on the boat, and that's gonna be a 15.
There's one.
Okay, so just one guy is on the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, damn it, I don't have a weapon. Yeah, I'm gonna sneak around, gonna take a ways to go get behind him, and once I
There's
get
some
behind him, I'm
rope.
gonna. Okay, I grabbed the rope. I was gonna choke him, but yeah, that helps too, I guess.
Some
So I was
rope.
just gonna use my hands. So yeah, rope. Yeah, okay. Dante grabs the rope and he's gonna go He's gonna sneak to this guy, or at least attempt to, provided I don't roll like absolute garbage.
All right.
I did not. I have a 23.
All right. Excellent. You perform a successful sneak attack. All right.
Oh, I was rolling for stealth. I thought I wasn't rolling for.
Oh, well, I
thought was
already
rolling for
assumed
stealth
you
first.
made a
Oh, okay.
stealth roll earlier.
Okay.
so
So would that be assassination or just like?
Yeah,
what would
that's
that
under
be?
assassin craft, so that'll be a sneak attack. So
Okay, so it's still
you
a 23,
successfully
'cause
attack
that's
him
the
without
same-
him realizing. So
Okay,
you
yeah,
kind of
it's
wrangle him and kind of
it's still a 23. So yeah, because it's
Yeah.
still the same +6 bonus as stealth. So yeah.
all right. He makes some gagging noises and he
Dante quickly
It's out,
puts his
but-
hand over his mouth, but yeah.
One of the other a guy like several boats away, like 5 or 6 boats away, kind of looks around and roll a stealth check real quick.
21.
Ooh, ooh! You were so close to sadness. All right. Kind of duck, and he looks around, looks up on the prow of the boat. He goes, "Gunther, are you okay over there?" Just look in your direction, Hunter.
What weapon did the guy have?
He had like a short sword.
Okay, that works. I take the sword and I kind of just position myself to wait to stealth attack this guy because I'm thinking he's gonna come over.
Yeah. So he's like, "Oi, hey Mitch!" And there's a guy farther still. He's like, "I think Gunther's fallen asleep. I'm gonna go play a prank on him. Probably snoring again." He starts walking across the boats.
Dante is gonna grab the rope just to try to like make them think that maybe the dude's not straight up dead and maybe he wasn't assassinated.
Well, I mean, why would they think he was assassinated?
Well, I mean, if there's a rope around his neck, then he probably. I mean, I
well,
don't know.
good point. All right. So are you like positioning the body over you? Where are you positioning yourself?
No, I'm basically just leaving the body, and I'm gonna try to hide behind like a mast or something.
Okay. The mast isn't huge, but you can hide like underneath the rim and kind of come up and get him. He kind of gets over to you. He's taking a torch and he walks over and he gets to the edge of the boat. Goes, "Gunther!" And he kind of looks and shines the light and he sees like the bright purple bruise mark across like this rash where the rope, and he goes, "Oh, good!" And he gets ready to scream.
Dante quickly stealth attacks, takes
right.
the opportunity to. Actually, I'm gonna use a Providence point for that.
All right,
He's
Providence point on the stealth attack.
Yeah.
All right, cover in the mouth, all that jazz.
Yep.
All right.
Because my roll was trash.
And he like falls over and you kind of gently let him into the water. The guy named Hamish goes, "Oi, is Gunther okay?" "Oi, Gunther, is that you?" "Well, that's awfully strange."
Dante is going to hide yet again and wait for another stealth attack.
Right. Hamish just kind of he walks off and gets on shore and approaches the boat from that angle. He gets there and he looks over the boat rim and he notices his dead comrades and goes, and he starts yelling the top of his lungs. He's
Would
like,
Dante even see him?
You might see the top of his head pop over the edge of the boat, but like you're hiding away from him. So
yeah, where exactly is he in proximity to the
boat? If here's the boat, here's the shore, and you're right here behind the mast. He's up here on the shore.
Yeah, and I can't reach that.
He looks over and he goes, "There's someone by the boat!" And he starts running towards camp. Meanwhile, you guys hiding out on the beach away from everyone see this guy run up the beach towards "There's someone in the boat! They already got Gunther and Silith! We gotta get him!" And like there is now significant movement in the camp.
Dante is going to take this time to Run away.
Moorlander goes, well, I guess we found that one boy. And he looks at Kevlyn and goes, no spells.
What if I burn up the teleporter?
You don't know what's in there. What even is a teleporter?
I want a sense for magic.
Perhaps you can burn the boats. Either way, Dante is retreating because he knows stuff's about to go down.
All right. Dante runs past y'all and goes up the hill. Moorlander kind of looks at the spell scroll and goes, ah, hell. And he goes up the hill. We'll do this from a distance.
Okay.
And you guys start running up the hill. He gets to the bottom of the hill and turns around, gets near the edge of the water, and he takes one of the matches that you were holding, Ruth, but he swatted your hand away, and he kind of, what is this?
Can I do it?
Do you really want to give your position away?
Fine. He can do it. Just burn it.
I'm asking what this is.
It's a spell
What is
scroll.
this? No,
A spell scroll.
this little stick. What is it?
It's a match. It has fire. You burn the scroll.
This stick has fire.
You scratch it. And it lights fire.
Goes, curious you are. And he kind of,
I had a whole
he
plan
goes,
for
you
that.
should probably run. And he kind of points the spell scroll, and this ball of fire shoots out from him and hits the boats and lights them on fire. He goes, get up the hill, and he swims off into the ocean.
I run.
All right.
Are we just gonna assume Hazor is running with us?
Yeah, I'm with y'all. You know.
Yeah, he's just on the beach
I'm
chilling.
just sitting here. He's like, Hazor's just like Drax, and he's just like, if I
Yeah,
stay
he's just sitting there.
still, then no
They'll
one can
know.
see me.
Yeah.
He's on the
Hazor
beach
just
with a
big
margarita.
chillin'.
Like,
Yeah.
Eats a berry really slowly.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys are running up the hill, someone shouts and goes, "There's someone running up the hill!" And several people pursue after you. How many of you have a running skill?
Oh, buddy, I got
Not me.
plus 17 to running, pal.
Not me.
You want running? I can run.
I only have
Right.
+1 to run, but I do have a
can't run.
bonus to run.
Plus
I do
17,
have
you
the
said?
runs.
What?
How do you have
Oh, I
a
forgot
run?
it was a half difficulty skill.
Yeah. You give me a
Oh
ton
my
of dice
God.
after the time skip.
Dude, whenever you were repairing you were running boulders up the hill to repair that castle.
Hazor's booking it up the hill. He passes all of you. Dante, you had like a minute head start, and he catches up to you in no time.
I'm like at the very bottom of the
Like,
hill.
The flash over here. Just,
Kevlyn is just eating. Kevlyn's eating dust, though.
I can't run. I'm like 4'4", and I'm tiny and anorexic.
And I
can't
just
run.
blast by you. No regard for you at all.
no regard for your safety.
kicking up
at
a
all.
bunch of rocks in her face.
So-
and then,
Tasmanian
Dante-
devil, just like a
Dante
whirlwind.
knows Hazor just book it past him, and
Book
he's
it,
gonna
I'm
look
gonna get
back
caught.
to see how far Kevlyn is behind him.
Hazor has my sword too.
Yep.
Sorry, man. I'm
Yes, he
Forrest
does.
Gumping it.
Yeah. So
It's like impeccable form. Like
Kevlyn,
his body is not moving up or down whenever he's running.
I need you to roll a running
He's
check.
gliding.
Yeah.
Since you have advantage and disadvantage, just roll a normal check.
11.
All right. You get to the top of the tower. There's someone right behind you reaching. Roll a nimbleness check real quick.
So like, was she not far? Was she not close enough to me where I could have like ran and got her?
No, you
Well,
were
I
like
mean,
a
she was
minute
near the
ahead.
bottom of the hill because she was arguing with Moorlander of who gets to use the spell scroll.
Okay, so she's not even.
I would
close
have had a
to me,
better
right?
idea
Yeah.
to use it. He wasted it.
He did okay.
It would have been better to blow up the teleportation thing. 22.
You don't even know that there is a teleportation thing. How are you going to blow up something that you don't even know exists?
That's for magic and then blow up the magic.
I like that plan.
You haven't
a whole
even
lot better.
scanned the area for magic. And you don't even know if it would tell.
I asked you, and I rolled a 25, and then you never answered me.
Congrats! The whole freaking thing is magic. Is that what you want to hear?
Yes, thank you.
That check would have told you every single one of these buildings has something magic in it.
Looking for the biggest magic. I'm just gonna blow it up, but it doesn't matter. He wasted it anyways.
Not really.
Mm.
The boats are now very much on fire. And these people are very much trapped now. It spreads across the boats really quickly. Kevlyn, did you get that nimbleness check?
Yep, 22.
All right. You slip out of harm's way. You kind of run through and Hazor, Dante, do you wait for her at the castle and then run from there? Or
Dante's
you
gonna
guys
wait
just
for her and carry
Alright.
her.
All right. Kevlyn, you get to Dante and he just hoists you up and they start running. You guys run for a while and you get to this little swamp area. Around the swamp, Moorlander kind of gets up because it's on the other side of the castle. And he kind of brushes off some reeds and mud. And he goes, "Well, that was an awfully foolhardy thing to do, don't you think?"
How was I gonna know that they were gonna actually scream? I didn't really think that they would be that stupid to, go one by one.
It's like, well, he was pretty smart to scream, otherwise he would have been dead too. And he goes, "But we should run."
We've been running, but okay.
"No, but we should run that way towards the forest."
Dante starts running towards the forest.
All right. You guys run off into the darkness. All right. At that, I think that's a good place to call it for today, because we're starting to get towards the end of where we normally end it, and that's a nice place to stop, and it'll get too much into roleplay otherwise. Thank you all for watching this episode of Dice Addicts Anonymous. What'll happen now? Really unexpected turn. Now that they've discovered that the army really hasn't left base camp on the coast. Why is the army sitting there? How are they going to get inland? Why does Kevlyn seem to think there's a teleportation device somewhere in the camp? Find out next on Dice Addicts Anonymous.
Exactly what